Good morning, dear participants. What a joy to be reunited again. After the inspiring presentation of Brigitte Kashtan about Christianity, today we will have the opportunity to listen to Jordi Griera, who will guide us through the main religions of the world to discover how many common points they have. I hope you enjoyed this new presentation that illustrates how the same values unite all faiths. Dear Jordi, please go ahead.
Good morning, dear Esther, Chris. How are you? And how is everybody? Very good morning to all of you. First, let me share my screen. Just a second. There we are. I'm going to talk about religions. According to SSEHV, spirituality and religion are the same. Both words describe the personal path towards reunion with God. But, however, for the average person, religion is also the philosophical frame in which you were born, your spiritual culture, your family. Sometimes it is your quarter or your village, and it derives from historical factors. There is one human nature, so spirituality is one. But religions are many, because the human mind can create many different philosophies. The most exceptional men started great religions, often with divine inspiration. Today, what we would like to show you is that the basic spirituality of early human societies is still present in all religions, giving them a wonderful unity. Let's see. The early societies, and here you're seeing a cave, a painting on a cave. This is in Catalonia. It's maybe 30 or 50 kilometers away from my home. And it is what you can see at the right. This is the calc of that image. And you can see that these are figures, mostly women, celebrating the cycle of life. In Paleolithic Europe and Southwest Asia, they enjoyed peace and equality for thousands of years. There was welfare equality. They know, how do archaeologists know that there was equality? Because the huts are all very similar in size. You don't have a giant hut and then very small ones. No, they are all more or less the same. Also, one cannot find any evidence of wars. And this cave painting is showing happy women, as you can see. Also, over thousands of kilometers from Iberia to Mesopotamia, and from the Upper Nile, nearly in Central Africa, to the Indus Valley, there was widespread cooperation. They were trading. And non-violence was the core of that perpetual religion. That non-violence is what made possible that there was a common accounting system, there was a common currency, and that they could make exchanges for such a long time. There was reverence for nature, love for fellow animals and plants, and mutual support within the tribes. And they were trading among them in a very fair way. However, we started civilization and what we call, very proudly, progress. What happened? From peace, we went to continual wars. From cooperation to competition. From social communities to private corporations, from human values to a materialistic search for pleasure, and from one perpetual religion to competing religions. What happened? What happened? Sathya Sai made a memorable discourse in which, around 1958, in which he said, "Where have the human qualities of old gone? Truth, tolerance, morality, discipline. When will you accept them? Arise, awake, establish once again the kingdom of God, resplendent with mentions of truth, dharma, and peace. Love your brethren, practice the eternal religion, quench the burning flames of ignorance, peacelessness, injustice, and envy with the waters of love, forbearance, and truth. Develop the feeling of mutualness, sweep away all jealousy and anger." So he's asking us to go back to mutualness, to that being, that togetherness, and free exchanges that happened during the Paleolithic. Modern beliefs by the number of followers in 2020, there were, as you can see, Christianity 2,382 million, Islam also this enormous amount, so 1.9 billion, which is 1,900 million. Then the agnostic, atheist, non-religious, about 1,193 million people. Hinduism, 1,161, and Buddhism, 506 million. Those are the what we might call the major religions in the world today. Of course, agnostic and atheist is not a religion, but one must say that all the statistics that we see here, they are very contested. It's very easy to debate, to open a debate around them, because, for instance, Spain is computed as a Christian country, actually a Catholic country. But in Spain, 30%, maybe 40% of people will be agnostic, truly non-religious. But officially, everybody accepts that this is a Christian country, a Catholic country, and especially the ceremonies, the religious ceremonies, mix with the country's culture, not only in Spain, everywhere. And you can see people going to the streets to celebrate a religious feast, religious festival, but then they don't go to the mass. They don't follow any other let's say, principles of that religion. So it's very debatable, all these questions about religion. Ethnic religions, like, let's say, Judaism, for instance, they are followed much more strictly. But in other places, like in Japan, Shinto, you will see here 4 million. I have seen in other statistics 100 million. Well, Japan has 126 million people. So the discrepancy is tremendous, is enormous. And why is that? I can tell you, I've been visiting Japan for 21 years, every year, 2 to 3 weeks. That's how much I know Japan. I don't know whether it's enough or not, but I can tell you my conclusion, and it is that Japan is a country where Shintoism and Buddhism, Zen Buddhism, are intermingled very much, very much. So you can ask people what they are, and they will say that they don't believe in religion, But when somebody dies in their family, they will do a Buddhist, a Zen burial, and they will be very faithfully follow the Zen funeral. And then the whole attitude of his life will be Shintoist, without actually saying it. So it's very complex. It's very complex. How are they distributed in the world? This map is showing how you can see the darker areas are the Islam. Islam has the Sunnis or Sunnis and the Shiites or Shiites, and you can see the many Christian branches or sects or churches, and Hinduism and Buddhism in many places. We can see that the nature religions are not visible in this map. So we can watch a more regionalized map. And here you can see this color is showing many spots in Africa with what we call natural religion. The religion, these people are still practicing that original from our ancestors, our very ancestors' religion. It's not only in Africa, in America, in all the Amazons, that is in Brazil, in Peru, and in Colombia. There are many such instances, wonderful instances of natural religion. Let's see the old Asian religions. Shintoism in Japan, Sanatana Dharma or Hinduism in India, Zoroastrianism, Mazdaism, called as well, in Persia, and Taoism in China. Shinto. Every being, even inanimated, even a stone, has its kami. Kami means God or spirit that people revere. They really do revere. So this is why they call it the religion of the 8 million gods. All people, all things, all animals have a divine nature. Amaterasu is the sun goddess. So you have seen that that statistic that was showing 4 million Shintoists in a country of 126 million people. But the emperor is Shintoist, and everybody respects the emperor. Therefore, everybody is actually Shintoist. But not only because of this political fact, they really are. There is this union of both religions, Buddhism, Zen Buddhism, and Shinto. And you can see it also because they have this built-in duty and love through the kami, which makes the Japanese products, even today, they try them to be perfect, because every product they manufacture has a kami, is God. So they are as careful about the quality of their products like nobody else on the planet. So Shinto appears at factories, wherever, everywhere you least expect it, but you can see it. And they have a special ceremonies, and the tori. Tori are very interesting. This is one example. This is one extreme example, because here you don't see the temple, but you can see only the door by itself. The door is a door to nature. Nature is the true temple. Then you can make a building, but nature is the true temple where all the kami are. Listen, all ye who come before me in the hope of attaining your desires. Pray with hearts pure from all untruth, with hearts clean, wherein truth can be seen as in a mirror. See, I have put a word, a catchword next to every religion. It is false because you cannot put one religion in one word, but this may help to see some specific trait of that religion. For Shinto, I believe it is divinity in all. Sincerity is the only virtue that binds the divinity and man in one. Our eyes may happen to see things unclean, but let not our minds see things that are not clean. Our ears may hear words impure, but let not our minds hear words that are not pure. All ye under heaven, consider heaven as your father, earth as your mother, and all things as your brothers and sisters. You will then enjoy this divine country free from hate and sorrow. You will enjoy this divine country free from hate and sorrow. And they do it. Just wait for the cherries to blossom, and you will see that the whole country stops because nature is telling it. It's telling them to stop and enjoy the beauty of the cherry blossom. In India, there used to be Sanatana Dharma many years ago, maybe 70,000 or 50,000 years ago, in what in Sanatana Dharma is called the Satya Yuga. The core tenet is the 5 human values, the natural religion. And the local tradition, which is specific to Bharat, to India, are the beliefs, customs, science, and philosophical findings that were chanted as the Vedas. And much later, many thousands of years later, they were written as the Vedas. Nature's divinity was expressed through avatars, divine incarnations with animal bodies. Matsya, Kurma, Varaha, Narasimha, so the fish, turtle, the bear, and the lion. Or human, Vamana, Parashurama, and Balarama, and Rama. Non-violence is probably the main token of Sanatana Dharma. And it is the most difficult value. Just imagine. Why do I say that? Because sincerity depends only on you. So truth, to say the truth, it's a decision that you can make. You can tell a lie, or you can say the truth. You can tell the truth. You decide to tell the truth. It's easy. In fact, it's easy. It's about the same for acting in a righteous way. It's a bit more difficult, but nevertheless, you can decide to be very righteous and very strict to the norm and to your principles and to what the universe wants from you. However, if you want to have inner peace, that is so much more difficult, because your emotions will come out even unexpectedly and uncalled for. So to keep calm and with equanimity in your mind is not that easy. It's no longer your simple will. You'll have to work for it. And to love, you can love, but to show a loving attitude is something that doesn't depend on you either. You have to work a lot until your attitude is felt by everybody around you as a loving one. It's not that you decide to love. They have to perceive your love, and that is not easy. And then non-violence. For non-violence, you need the sum of all the former values. So it's actually the more difficult value. And we arrive at Gayatri Mantra, the main prayer of Sanatana Dharma. It says Om, and then earth, sky, heaven. We worship the universal substance in the sun. we behold its divine radiance, and we beg it to enlighten our minds. Ramayana is the oldest epic in the world, and it tells the story of Rama towards the end of the Satya of Treta Yuga, so already the second age after Satya Yuga. And astronomy certifies its dates because, for instance, in the Ramayana, in that epic, when Hanuman goes to Sri Lanka and he meets Sita, they depict the stars, and through the positions of the stars, we have seen that happened in a certain day of September of 5012 before BC. Don't quote me on the date because I'm speaking out of memory, so I could be mistaken, but it's approximately that. So through these stars, you can determine the age, and it coincides with everything that Sanatana Dharma and the Vedas and the Ramayana itself is saying. Hinduism is another word for Sanatana Dharma, is the modern name, and it has one god and many aspects, especially Vishnu in the north and Shiva in the south. And the most famous avatars are Rama and Krishna. I would say that the main token of Hinduism is devotion. It is devotion that has kept united the whole of India. North and south may have some differences. 126 languages are spoken there. There are different local traditions, but devotion unites India. So it's very important. And they say the face of truth remains hidden behind a circle of gold. Unveil it, O God of light, that I who love the truth may see. May this stream of my life flow into the river of righteousness, and let not my work end before its fulfillment. There is a bridge between time and eternity, and this bridge is Atman, the spirit in man. Neither day nor night cross that bridge, nor old age, nor death, nor sorrow. I only pray that during all my life I may have loved to love thee, who sees all beings in his own self, the spirit, and his own self in all beings, loses all fear. This is very akin to Shinto, isn't it? Zoroastrianism started in Persia. The god is Ahura Mazda, and you can see the fire that is very characteristic of Zoroastrianism at the left. And the principle is good versus evil. The prophets were Zarathustra, a sequence, like the Dalai Lamas have a sequence. Zarathustra's there had been many, from 900 BC to 400 BC, there were many. Their text is the Zend-Avesta. In India, they are called Parsis, probably coming from Persia. They are very honest people as accountants, and they have been. They don't accept the caste system. They consider themselves aside from the caste system, and they are extremely honest. Selflessness is their principle. The power of the Lord is given unto him who helps the poor. Sanctity is the greatest good. It is eternal joy. The purpose of your life is to serve the universe. This idea of service again. Reverence to all holy men. Reverence to all holy women. And we arrive at Taoism. The Tao that can be described is not the Tao, so Don't ask me to describe what it is. However, Tao, we can say that Tao is the source of everything and the ultimate principle underlying reality. In this sense, it is similar to the universal substance of the Vedas. The Vedas describe that there is a universal substance. So Tao is the ultimate principle underlying reality. It's similar, isn't it? The target of life is to become one with the unplanned rhythms of the all, to live in harmony with the Tao, the way. Wu Wei, meaning action without intention, is the basis. Naturalness, simplicity, spontaneity, finally emptiness. In order to be spontaneous, your mind must be empty of everything. This is an emptiness of Taoism that we will find reproduced especially in Zen Buddhism. Compassion, frugality, and humility. We will see compassion again in Buddhism. They're all intertwined, actually. The Asian religions are very intertwined. The principle, the token of Taoism is flow. If Sanatana Dharma is the being, Taoism is the flow. To those who are sincere, I am sincere. To those who are not sincere, I am sincere too, so that they become sincere. 30 spokes share one hub. What is the use of the wheel without the hole in the hub? The whole emptiness. Yeah, the main thing of the wheel is the empty spot in the middle. Without it, wheel has no use at all. 3 treasures I value above all things. The first is love. The second is moderation. The third is humility. But now men want bravery and not love. They want abundance and not moderation. They want power and not humility. Loving gentleness overcomes all hardness. Gentle water overcomes the hard rock. I learn hereby of a work that is invisible and seems like rest. How few know of a teaching that is silence, of an action that is not action, and is peace. There are other Indian religions, Jainism, Sikhism, and Buddhism. Jainism. Mahavira is the main inspirer of this religion. The supreme religion is non-violence. Souls are to help one another. Souls are to help one another. Look at this principle. The other principle, non-dogma, because truth is complex. It's so complex that you can never be absolutely certain of the truth, which is something we know from experience, how difficult it is to find the truth about anything. But they make of it a principle. And renunciation in order to earn peace of mind. So the catchword would be self. If a man conquered in battle 1,000 and 1,000 more, and another man conquered himself, his would be the greater victory. Why fight with other men? Fight with your own self and attain true joy and glory. He who has not peace of mind feels an offense. He whose mind has peace feels it not. When the lake of the mind is pure, undisturbed by the wave of passions or lust, then the self can be seen. And Buddhism. The principle of Buddhism is concerned with the personal experience going towards what is called illumination. That is, understanding our true reality. And what is preventing us is suffering, the suffering of life. But this suffering, we experience it because of mistaken self-views and because our mind is not in the present time. It is always either in the past or in the future, instead of thinking of rather watching what is happening. So the illumination of Buddhism: overcome anger by peacefulness, overcome evil by good, overcome the mean man by generosity, and the man who lies by truth. If a man speaks or acts with a pure thought, then happiness follows him like a shadow that never leaves him. When a man has attained the liberty of holiness, then his thoughts are peace, his words are peace, and his work is peace. Better than 1,000 useless words is a single word that gives peace. Hate never ceases by hate. Hate ceases by love. This is a law eternal. Oh, let us live in joy, in peace amongst those who struggle. Among men who struggle, let us live in peace. And we arrive at the Abrahamic religions: Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. Judaism. Sure, you have heard of Moshe, who proclaimed when he was coming with his people, he was coming out of Egypt, he proclaimed the 10 Commandments, which are fundamentally human values. Around 600 BC, that great tradition got written and modern Judaism was born. The Torah, the main group of books, comprises the first 5 books of the larger text known as the Tanakh, which is also known to Christians as the Old Testament. The main principle of Judaism, I find it, is justice. Things have to be right and have to be corrected. He who works his due and says the truth, he who refuses to get rich by violent means, who does not allow to be bought with presents, who does not listen to criminal suggestions, and closes his eyes not to look at evil things. And it continues, but here you can see so many values at the same time, all together, put together by Isaiah. The wicked works a deceitful work, but for him that sows righteousness shall be a sure reward. See, the principle of justice includes reward and punishment. Let him rest his gaze upon you and give you peace. Thou shalt not avenge, nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people, but thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. I am the Lord. And he shall judge among the nations, and shall rebuke many people. They shall beat their swords into plowshares, and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift sword against nation, neither shall they learn war any more. And Christianity. Jesus was born in the simplicity of a manger in Galilee, with an almost natural religion. His mother and all his ambience was very simple. He was a carpenter, as you probably know. Accordingly, he preached the Torah. He was a good Jew, Galilean, but a good Jew, and also taught love and selflessness by parables and by his example. At his death, his disciples centered their teaching around his person, his miracles, death and resurrection, as the Christ, the anointed one. Thereby, they created the new Abrahamic religion. The ruling principle of Christianity is charity. Charity is love for your neighbor. So love for people. As devotion is love for God, charity is love for people. They're both love. Judge not that ye be not judged, for with that judgment ye judge, ye shall be judged. So, blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. Love your enemies, bless them that curse you, do good to them that hate you, and pray for them which despitefully use you. Here, Jesus goes a whole step beyond Judaism, because Judaism said something very good, very nice. Love your neighbor as you love yourself. But Jesus says, no, also love your enemies. Bless them that curse you. And blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the children of God. And Islam, around the year 622 before Christ, Muhammad had a divine inspiration via angel Gabriel. That inspiration was that he should improve his fellow people and amend the behavior at Mecca, which at that time had gone apparently very wild. The Holy Quran is a wise code of conduct to help fighting one's bad tendencies. The jihad. Jihad is very much misused by newspapers and by politicians, but jihad is the fight against your bad tendencies in order to merge with Allah, which is what it is called the Islam. Islam is the union, the merging, moksha in India. At the same time, it gives health and social advice. It includes, the Quran includes a series of norms, even daily. They have to do physical exercises, turning left, turning right, in all sorts of movements, which are a kind of very well thought gymnastics that all Islam, all those people are doing every day, and that is very good. Maybe all religions, all political codes, all law, there should be a law forcing people to do gymnastics every day. And because it also gave social advice a lot, so necessarily it took it to politics. Islam is faith. Let there be no compulsion in religion, for the truth stands out clearly from falsehood. O ye who believe, fear Allah and be with those who are true. We can see truth, we can see all the values go on appearing here. Say, if ye do love Allah, follow me. Allah will love you and forgive you your sins, for Allah is oft forgiving, most merciful. Whoever works righteousness, man or woman, and has faith, verily to him will we give a new life, a life that is good and pure, and we will bestow on such their reward according to the best of their actions. Muhammad said, the believer is like the rain after the drought. Wherever he drops, he does good. Isn't that beautiful? Let me repeat it. The believer is like the rain after the drought. Wherever he drops, he does good. We should all be like that, shouldn't we? Verily, this brotherhood of yours is a single brotherhood, and I am your Lord and cherisher. Therefore, serve me. It is him who has made peace descend to the hearts of the believers, to increase their faith. O believers, be true unto Allah, being equitable witnesses, that your dislike of some people never make you act unjustly. Be fair. So you can find here in Islam the brotherhood that, let's say, Christianity is, or Jesus especially, was so much requesting. All religions have the same fundamental values. Only they express them in the specific ways, probably better adapted to the people they were addressing. So, which religion should we practice? We may think of it, we may discuss it, but we can also listen to Satya Sai's advice. He said, each should practice his own religion sincerely. A Christian should be a good Christian. A Hindu should be a good Hindu. A Muslim should be a good Muslim. Let each one be a true practitioner of his religion. No one should criticize or hate another's religion. We shouldn't ever criticize another religion. So now we will see the main tenet of this talk, which is, are human values in religions? Are they all in all religions? And we will see that human values are the spontaneous nature of mankind, the essence of natural religion. Therefore, they are in our heart. So they might show up in every religion. So let's see. We've made a table here, and we will try to find out if Shintoism has truth, right action, peace, love, and non-violence, and so on, one by one. And that we will do. First, before we saw religions and the values in them. Now we will see a value like truth, and see what religions say about truth. For instance, I'm not going to read them all because many of them we have read, but you can see that Tao, when it says, to those who are sincere, I am sincere. And Shinto, listen, all ye who would come before me in the hope of attaining your desires, pray with hearts pure from all untruth. Pure from untruth. And Hinduism, the face of truth, remains hidden behind a circle of gold. Right? So, and Jainism as well, and Buddhism, and Islam, we have just seen it. Christianity, judge not, that ye not be judged, for without judgment ye judge, ye shall be judged. To judge, you need truth. Without truth, there is no judgment. Impossible to judge. And righteousness. In Hinduism, Ramanuja, a great sage of about, I think, 200 years ago, or something like that, grant me, O Lord, the grace of service. And the Rig Veda says, may the stream of my life flow into the river of righteousness, and let not my work end before its fulfillment. And in Christianity, blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. And we had seen what Muhammad said about the believers, hadn't we? And peace. In Shinto, Zoroastrianism, Tao, three treasures I value about all things. The first is love, the second is moderation, the third is humility. There is no moderation, and humility require peace. Without peace, there is no moderation, because it means you want something. If there is moderation, you have peace. And when the lake of the mind is pure, in peace, undisturbed by the wave of passions or lust, then the self can be seen. And better than 1,000 useless words is a single word that gives peace. We have seen, it's every religion, in all religions, there are all the values. And the same for love. In Tao, three treasures I value above all things. The first is love. We saw it. And when we say reverence to all holy men, what is reverence? Reverence is love with respect. Love and respect is reverence. The Japanese have reference for the products that they make because the kami is in them. And in Buddhism, we saw that hate never ceases by hate. Hate ceases by love. This is an eternal law. And non-violence. We saw Shintoism. This is maybe the best example of the principle of non-violence. All ye under heaven, consider heaven as your father, earth as your mother, and all things as your brothers and sisters. You will then enjoy this divine country free from hate and sorrow. Taoism saw the same. The eyes and ears of men are turned upon the sage, and in his eyes they are as his children. And in Christianity, blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the children of God. Jainism, why fight with other men? Fight with your own self and attain true joy and glory. So, we have verified that each and every value is present in each and every religion. We are very happy because now we can say that if we don't look at the outer signs of religions, at the names and ceremonies, but we concentrate in the values proclaimed by all religions, then we will realize their profound unity. And the world can be one again. So thank you very much. And it's all yours, dear Esther Chris. It is question time. Thank you so much.
Exactly. Even if I feel like a little speechless, I really have to say that it was a very interesting and revealing presentation, dear Jordi. It is always so valuable to listen to you. I'm surprised by the creativity of the human being in search of his own reality. Listening to you, I get the image of many rivers that finally all reach the same tree. I will now invite our participants to write their questions on the chat so that you can answer them. Thank you so much, dear Jordi. While they decide to write their questions, I'm curious, and I wonder, what was it that most captivated you about the world's religions?
Goodness. As they say, that's a very good question. That's a very good question. Because, see, every religion has been founded by somebody, except the natural religion, which is in us. But every religion has been founded by somebody who was feeling that we are not doing the right thing, that in our society something is moving away from natural religion. And this is what I admire, that Mahavira or Rishabha or Jesus or Muhammad, everybody has been trying to go back to point zero, going back to natural religion. And this is so beautiful. But because human nature is like that, every one of those great men saw that their message, it was very difficult to be understood by their followers, very difficult. and followers were trying to, he said this, and then they write down very carefully, he said this and that and that. They cannot write the thinking of the master, the thinking of the first guru. They cannot write the thinking. They can only write a few words. And then those words become consolidated as something untouchable. And maybe the circumstances in which the master or the guru or the founder said those things are not the present circumstances. So it should be applied in the master would apply them in a different way. So what I admire really is that people have been insisting in going back to natural religion, which is as easy as nonviolence, which relies on love, which needs peace of mind, a peace that you can only have if you do the right thing and you adhere to truth. So the five fundamental religions, fundamental values are present in the heart of every follower of every religion. So when one reads the text of a religion, should reading it, knowing that the truth of that religion is in his own heart. So every word of that religion should be read from the light of the heart, and understanding and getting in touch heart to heart with the founder directly, because the founder is there. Because time, it's not the moment to discuss it, but time is a fiction somehow. The founders are here with us, and we can contact them heart to heart to bypass the letter of religion. So
it's amazing because you make me think that there is a quest to go to the original point, to the starting point. That's to connect to the origin. That's the really meaning of religion. And here we have a question. Oh, wonderful presentation, dear Jordi. Do you think that we are very lucky now to have so many different students from all over the world and with many religions in our schools?
Could you repeat the question, please?
Do you think that we are very lucky now to have
lucky.
so many different students from all over the world and with many religions in our schools?
Yes, we are very lucky, and they are very lucky because they can watch each other. So they're different views. Each one can see the truth can be looked upon from different places. It's like Satya Sai spoke about the diamond. The diamond, the light can enter through many facets, and until suddenly, the brilliance of the diamond comes out of it, and that brilliance is because light is coming in from different facets. And so religions are different facets of the one truth, which is the natural religion in our heart. Okay.
That's great. Dear Jordi, thank you very much once again. It was uplifting and inspiring. Really interesting presentation. Well, now we will make a pause of 5 minutes, after which we will have an enriching workshop. So see you soon, and thank you once again.
Thank you very much, dear Esther Chris.
Welcome back, dear friends. Our workshop today will be guided by Esma, Gadzo, Bursic. Please enjoy this space where we listen to one another and share our thoughts and beliefs. Welcome, dear Esma. Please go on.
Thank you, Esther Chris. And I would also like to thank Jordi for beautiful presentation, very inspiring. Thank you, Jordi. Okay, hello everyone. I am really honored to be able to do this workshop on 5 human values from the perspective of different world religions. And I'm also grateful to George for assigning me this task, because whenever I thought what I would say or what I would do, I felt energy flowing and I felt uplifted. Thank you, George. So now I would like you to see, just to have a look at this photo of symbols of different religions and a heart within. It's pregnant with meaning. We'll talk about that later. And now let's start with sitting comfortably. And let's take a few deep breaths. Inhale slowly and exhale. And tell your body that it can rest now and relax. Once again, inhale slowly and exhale. Once again, inhale and exhale. And pay attention to your heart. Be there. Be there all the time during the beautiful video we have prepared for you. Have a look at it. Feel the resonance of this music in your heart. Different religions, seemingly different chants, but truly they sing the same song. One song, as a great Sufi poet Rumi says, all religions, all this singing, one song. And what is this song about? And what do these chants express? Each chant, all different religions, express the same thing, our yearning for union with our true selves, with our inner being. It expresses our eternal quest for who we are, for what is our true nature, for that awareness, for the divine love within us, hidden deep in the core of our being. Somehow we know it's there, and yet we don't. But we are prompted from within to search. This need for searching is built in, inborn, intrinsic, and it's everlasting until we connect again with our true selves. And then on that level, we know we are all one. Look at the photo again of these different petals of the same flower, symbols of religion, and in the middle, it's heart. Why? Because deep in our core of being, in us, there is our spiritual heart, the seat of our soul with divine love within. And all the human values. Love is undercurrent of all other values, as you may see, right conduct, truth, peace, non-violence, and related values. Compassion, brotherhood, persistence, dedication, devotion, and so on. It is the place where cosmic consciousness expresses itself as our conscious, if we only allow it. Religion is to bring us back to our heart, to reconnect. Religare in Latin means to rebind, to get connected again with our spiritual heart, and let it guide us through everyday life, so that every word we utter, and every deed we do should be first questioned and approved by our heart. Then we express our true loving nature and live the human values. As I have already mentioned, love in our heart is undercurrent of all other values. And it is the essence really of every religion. When we express values in everyday life, then we understand our religion and we become truly religious. As Sri Chinmoy says, if we live in our oneness heart, we will feel the essence of all religions, which is the love of God. Forgiveness, compassion, tolerance, brotherhood, and the feeling of oneness are the sign of a true religion. It is very important to remember that to understand and to reach your inner self, we need to focus on the essence of our religion or teaching we are attached to. Teaching that will help us to get there, religion that will help us to get there. And we have to remember we need to look inside of ourselves and not to pay attention or add the meaning to the unimportant, irrelevant things. As it says in the following story. Whenever would the master sit, the story is called, the master's cat. Whenever would the master sit with his disciples to pray, the ashram cat would come in and disturb them. Therefore, the master ordered the cat to be tied during the prayer. When the master died, the cat was still tied during the prayer. And when the cat died, disciples brought another cat to ensure that they faithfully followed the master's orders during the prayer. The centuries elapsed, and the wise master disciples wrote erudite treatises about liturgical meaning of tying the cat during the prayer. And now it's time for our breakout rooms. The questions for you today would be, what type of understanding and practicing of your religion can help you to be a better Christian, better Muslim, better Jew, better Hindu, or whoever? And another one, or part of it actually, if you're not attached to any religion, what is it that you need to practice to connect with your true self? We will divide you in 6 groups, and time for that is 20 minutes. Thank you. See you in 20 minutes.
Thank you, dear Esma. And it was a great workshop. You really helped us to reflect about how we can become a better practitioner of our own religion, and also to be respectful to the other ones. So thank you so much. It was enriching, as always, very good workshop. And now I will invite dear Jordi to say a few words, please.
Thank you, dear Esther, Chris. Thank you, everybody, for this very nice and illuminating discussion that you had. I see sometimes agnostic people are the ones who understand better the natural religion, because somehow
I found this on the web.
Wait a minute. Somehow there are no words between them and the religion, and the undercurrent of all values is love. But the undercurrent of all religions is also love. Whose love? I think it's the love of the founder. The founder felt love for his fellow men and tried to teach them to go back to natural religion. In spite of that, as we said before, it's very difficult. So even each religion has been splitting into many in the search for the truth of the founder's teaching. Christianity has Eastern religion, Catholic, Protestants, Egyptian, Copt, Mormon. There's so many. And the Protestants themselves, there are many different Protestant sects. Buddhism has Mahayana and Theravada and others. Islam has Shiite and Sunni, and so on. So you end up with 1,000 religions. But Fortunately, Satya Sai ended the discussion with another masterful saying. He said so many beautiful things, but this one is truly unique. He said, "There's only one caste, the caste of humanity. There is only one religion, the religion of love. There is only one language, the language of the heart. And there is only one God, and He is omnipresent." Thank you. All to you, Esther Chris.
Thank you so much, dear Jordi, for reminding us this beautiful quotation from Swami that I appreciate and I love a lot. It has always inspired me. Well, dear participants, we are reaching the ending of this beautiful session. And our next meeting will be in a fortnight when we will present the first part of a really wonderful topic. It is human values and culture. So thank you for being here with us. And we hope you will enjoy a beautiful weekend and see you very soon.